Hello gorgeous people, and before we go any further I'm going to check you can hear me. So can we just let me know that you can hear the sound okay after the fun we had yesterday where I was talking to myself for a while. So let me know, can you hear me okay? I'll just wait for the comments to come through. Yay! Fabulous. Oh, okay, that's really wonderful. So, day 5, where has that gone? It seems to have flown by at this end. And before we dive into the content for today, I would really love to know, how have you found the week so far? Has it been what you expected? Has it been... have you begun to see some differences? How have you felt this week? That's what I would love to know. And what I will say to that is we've covered so much. So I'm really aware of that, and we're going to do a recap before we do too much else. Because I'm conscious we've covered a lot of information this week. We have done a lot of, we've also had the additional visualizations. So there's been so much coming to you. So I hope no one's feeling too overwhelmed with it all, because that is not the intention. Oh, Fran, you've loved it. Or let me say morning to people, or afternoon as it is now. Let's have a look. Hi, Melanie, lovely to have you here. Bear with me, my chat's being weird. Okay. Oh no, it's working now. Hi, Tracy, lovely, from a sunny, where did you say? Sunny East Riding of Yorkshire. Very nice. Hi, Karen. Hope you are doing okay today. Who else have we got here? Morning, Wendy, or afternoon now, I suppose I should be saying. Tanya, yes, you can hear. Nice to have you here, lovely. Hope you are doing okay. If I said hello, Fran, I don't think I have. Hi, Fran. How are you? Hope you're doing okay. And Mary, lovely to have you here, lovely. So, day 5. Oh, and I didn't think it was enough to just give you everything, well, everything, to give you some tools to nurture your nervous system. We've talked a lot this week about how difficult menopause can be. So I'm going to be going through the full Ayurvedic strategy to how you can rebalance your body, your mind through menopause. So that will help you get to the state where you're not experiencing those symptoms. So you're not experiencing the brain fog, you're not experiencing the pains and the aches, you're not experiencing all the problems that you've been having in terms of restless sleep and one leg out of the duvet and all of these things that we've talked about. So we are going to be looking at that today, but like I say, I think we should start with a bit of a recap because we have covered so much. Tanya, first time live for you, so I didn't think I had seen you live this week, so welcome, lovely to have you here. Karen, you've loved it, learnt so much, being able to understand yourself better, and that's what it's all about, lovely. That is such an important piece that we often miss. Deborah, yesterday's visualization was really powerful. Yeah, I do like that visualization. And it's a great one to, when we feel like we're standing in our own way, when we know there's another level that we could be playing at, that actually our own emotional baggage and conditioning is holding us back. That can be a really lovely visualization to come back to time and time again. So, you know, you get to access these for as long as you need them. So please come back to them time and time again. Oh, who said that? Bear with me. Not everyone's names come up on StreamYard. Lisa, you had an overriding sense of calm this week, even at work. You definitely felt some balancing up, have been nurtured by the visualizations. Hi, Ali, lovely to have you here. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Kerry. Oh, I haven't seen you for a while, lovely. Hope you are doing okay. Yeah, the comments aren't coming up on here properly. I don't really know what it's doing. Sandra, it's your first time live. You tried yesterday, but the internet was wonky. Oh, I'm so pleased that you've loved this week. You are very welcome. It has been an absolute pleasure sharing all of this with you. And although this week and the trainings are coming to an end, next week there's still things going on. So I'm going to be talking with some lovely ladies about their wellness journey. So you can take some snippets of wisdom from them to see what also might help you on yours. We've got the prize draw happening next Friday. So you'll remember, or you may remember, before we started, I wanted to encourage people to, you know, take this seriously. And I know what it's like when someone offers a free training, we have a tendency to not really value it, not show up, not do the work. And I know that doesn't apply to you guys because you've obviously done it. You're on day 5. So we've got a prize draw happening next Friday in the group for those people that have watched the videos, liked the videos, commented on the videos. Just so I can give out some gifts from me to say thank you for showing up, thank you for prioritising you, and thank you for taking your health and well-being seriously, because something I'm so passionate about is we take it for granted. And as someone who knows what it's like to put it off and to wait till things get really bad before doing anything about it, it means a lot to me to try and support as many people as possible to start valuing their health and well-being and take care of them like they often take care of everyone else. Melanie, don't have yesterday's meditation email, not in spam either. Oh, okay, lovely. I'll have a look after this live and see what may have happened there. They all go out on bulk, so I don't do anything. It does it for me. So I'll have to have a look and see what's happened there. But okay, all right, I will see what's happened. Okay. So let's have a recap, shall we, of everything that we've covered this week. And we've got slides again because it's keeping me organised. So first of all, before we even looked at the different patterns that show up in our nervous system, we looked at all the things we just needed to forgive ourselves for so that we can come into this from a place of self-love, knowing that we could show up fully for ourselves without this kind of guilt or shame of what we've done up to now holding us back. So just to remind you of that, wherever you are in your health journey, it's okay. It really is okay. Like I say, I went into mine thinking I was fairly healthy, and the more I did this work, I did the inner work, I learned about Ayurveda, the more I realised I was out of balance, and actually even the healthy things I thought I was doing for myself turned out not to be that healthy for me. So then on day 2 we had a look at when we can have excess pitta or excess fire in our nervous system and how this might show up. So you know, there's a really healthy side to this. We need it to feel passionate, to feel motivated, to take the action we need to take, a bit like what we were generating yesterday. It supports us, it keeps us inspired, it means that we can bounce out of bed in the morning. But when it goes into excess, this is where we might end up being angry, snappy, short-tempered, impatient, no tolerance for other people, and often trying to be super women, so trying to do it all, don't want to accept help, no one else can do it as good as you, and we get into a really vicious cycle with all of this, and eventually it leads to burnout. So what we need to do is start practicing more self-love and examining our relationship around, are we actually accepting our own worth, or is there a little voice in the back of your head, is that the right phrase, in your head saying you're not good enough, you need to do more, you need to prove yourself, you need validation, you need someone else to tell you you've done a good job. And then we had a look at what happens when we've got too much air or vata in the nervous system. So in a really healthy level, this is our creativity, it's our intuition, it's that feeling of being connected to source, you know, when things just flow and you get everything done with ease and grace, and there's no kind of striving, no kind of push. But when it's in excess, hi lovely people, I can see others joining. Hello, lovely to have you here. And when it's in excess, we can find ourselves feeling really anxious. Our mind gets so busy, so overwhelmed that we can't actually concentrate on anything. We may find that we're waking up between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Not 4 p.m. That would be a really lovely long sleep, wouldn't it? And that feeling of just being a bit out of control, not being able to decide, almost like your mind's running away from you, and a bit untethered from the ground, like you're away with the fairies up in the clouds, and not in a really good way, in a way of feeling really disconnected. And that can really lead us into a place of fear mindset where we're just overwhelmed by ourselves, by the world, by everything going on around us. And like we mentioned in the week, it's not surprising, I see a lot of people with a Vata imbalance. We live in a very busy world, have very busy lives, in a time where, if people watch the news or have social media, there's a lot of fear coming at us from all different directions. Not to mention you chuck a pandemic into that, and a lot of us have been feeling very anxious or overwhelmed during that time. And then the irony is it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So because we're in fear, we don't do the things we need to do. We don't take the action we need to take. We can fall into that kind of freeze response where we just too overwhelmed with everything. But one of the ways that we can really flip this is leaning into gratitude. And like we talked about, a gratitude list is great, but it's not the same as feeling that gratitude in your body, feeling it through every cell, and allowing that energy to expand and take you over. This almost has a clearing effect on the nervous system when we're in that fear mindset. And then the other thing is that if there is something that's really scary, then why not do it anyway? Because sometimes it's not until we do that thing or we face that fear that actually we realize we are so much stronger, more powerful than we ever gave ourselves credit for. Then we looked at when we've got excess earth or kapha in the nervous system. And like the others, it has a really beautiful side to it. So when it's in a healthy state, we feel really grounded, really stable. Even talking about it, I can feel myself slowing down. It's that kind of grounding force, loving, caring, nurturing, nourishing. I always think of an earth mama type. Those people that just give you a hug and everything feels better. That's someone that's got a really good, healthy balance of kapha going on. But when in excess, it can make us feel low and heavy, and life loses its spark. We feel like we've lost our spark. The mind can feel slow and foggy and like you're wading through treacle when you're trying to think. There can also be an element of resentment and victim mentality coming up, because a lot of the time when we've been in a healthy state of kapha, we've been giving. And then we can find ourselves in a state of, actually, who's giving to me? And then this can lead to a state of victim mentality. It's their fault for not supporting me. It's their fault for not helping me with the cleaning or the chores or whatever it is for you. And we can also find ourselves going back over the past, playing out scenarios, thinking of things that we should have done or should have said, or again, a bit of resentment can come in here around how other people should have showed up for us. And it can leave us in this kind of cycle of feeling stuck. We can't break that pattern. And it leads, sorry, I'm seeing the comments coming through, it's distracting somewhat. It can lead to depression, ultimately, a depression that's really difficult to shift. And I'm just seeing a comment come through, and I can't see who said it on my phone for some reason, but how do you remedy excess kapha, weight gain, lethargy and tiredness? So bear with me, because we're going to be going through the whole Ayurvedic strategy. And what I would invite you to do is think about your question in terms of the self-healer mindset. So actually, that I will come back to your question. So when we think about the heaviness and the stuck energy, we need to move this. This is what's going to ultimately allow us to feel that vibrancy again, feel that spark again, feel that joy again, feel that passion again. So we can do this through a number of ways. One way is physical movement, but I'm also very aware that when you're feeling in that state, of feeling low, of feeling heavy, tired, but it's not a tired like an exhausted tired, it's like waking up tired and just can't shift it, then we need to find other ways to shift that energy. And so this week we had a look at the journaling questions, that way to shift that energy through tapping into soul and allowing those messages to come through, that we can find that excitement again. So the thing is, we need to, while going through this, I've given you tools and techniques that are certainly going to help you in terms of balancing your nervous system. But just to remind you, and I did mention this earlier in the week, the nervous system is not just something that's governed by the mind. So these tools and techniques are brilliant for sorting out where the mind is the problem. But there's also so many other things that will be affecting your nervous system. So this isn't a quick fix. This isn't a magic pill. It's not, I've got a vata imbalance, so I need to practice gratitude. That's one tool that will certainly help you in the moment. But ongoing, the things we need to be thinking about are past traumas, not listening to our body, living a lifestyle that's not supportive, the medication, drugs, alcohol, stimulants, herbs that we might be taking can also affect our nervous system. The time of year we're in, the time of life, having poor or overactive Agni, our digestive fire, and we'll be talking about that a bit more later on today. The environment we're in, relationships, what type of exercise we're doing, how out of balance we currently are, our environment, and this is just a few of them. If I'm completely honest, this is just a snapshot of a few of the main things that will affect your nervous system. And it also won't fix all the other issues that we've got going on. It will certainly help with some of them. So for example, if you're struggling with brain fog, then some of the exercises we looked at for kapha will certainly help. If you've had disturbed sleep, then doing some of the more calming nervous system work will certainly help. And if we're struggling with things like mood swings, then nurturing the nervous system with the practices we've looked at this week will certainly help. However, this isn't a magic pill. It's not going to fix it all. Oh, Wendy, I love your comment. I was a child carer to my mother and have always given love and hugs to others and cared so much for others. But I cannot do it now. But I started wondering why others didn't give back. And the thing is, Wendy, not everyone views things in the same way. I come from a family where we don't hug. We're not huggers. And I've kind of made it more of an effort to be more huggy with my kids and things. But ironically, my kids don't appreciate the hugs. So my son can't stand being cuddled. I have to bribe him for a cuddle. And my daughter also is not a big cuddler. Actually, none of my kids are big cuddlers. So this is where we have to work with who we are. And not try and be anything else. And not expect others to be anything else as well. So the strategy to rebalance through menopause. So like I say, I didn't want you to get to the end of the week and be like, well, this has been lovely, but how do we sort the rest out? So I wanted to talk you through, from an Ayurvedic point of view, what the strategy would be to rebalance the whole. Because in Ayurveda, we don't just look at one thing in isolation. We wouldn't just say, how can I fix the hot flushes? Here's a pill. It doesn't work like that. What we do is we look at the body, the mind, the emotions, everything as a whole, and see where how out of balance the body is. As I mentioned in the beginning of the week, it starts in the mind or the gut. There's a chicken and egg thing going on there. So does it start in the mind? Does it start in the gut? Both interact with each other. When they're out of balance, when we are taking in nutrition, if the gut isn't working effectively, then there's a number of things that can happen. But basically, we start to see the imbalance begin in the gut. That then spreads out from an Ayurvedic point of view into what we call the disease pathways. Translated into English, the disease pathways. So what we need to understand is, where are we in terms of that state of balance? Because there's several disease pathways that work through the system. In Western medicine, we don't start treating generally until it has gone through all of those disease pathways. Until there's a really clear disease or symptom going on that we need to pull back. In Ayurveda, the minute there's a niggle, anything from digestion being a bit off, your skin isn't glowing, or you're not sleeping 100% right, your mood is a little bit off, then we will start looking at this. We don't wait till it gets really bad. That's not to say if it's really bad, we can't pull it back, because that's what I did. That's why I came to Ayurveda. I had rheumatoid arthritis, which is an incurable disease. And I developed that before, I think I was 30 when I finally got my diagnosis. So we can still pull it back. So the first step we've got to do is figure out where we are now in terms of our state of balance. And what is our natural state? So when we know that, we can see the difference between the two and then start pulling it back. And we do that through a number of different things. This can be everything from lifestyle to the foods that we're consuming. And when I say the foods that we're consuming, don't think this is some kind of Western diet plan. In Ayurveda, everything is very individualized according to your body type. We'd have a look at the relationships and what are the state of those going on, and whether they're causing imbalance in terms of how you're feeling, how you're reacting, what that's leading to, whether that's leading to more self-destructive behaviours. Yes, we'd look at herbal support, but again, that wouldn't necessarily be like an A plus B equals C, so it wouldn't be like we do in the West. It's not like I have a headache, take a paracetamol. The herbal support is for the overall imbalance as opposed to just an individual symptom. And this is where people get mixed up. So I see a lot of people trying to take Ayurvedic herbal supplements, but they're doing it trying to address a symptom as opposed to address the imbalance. And this is where it can get a bit confusing. So we'd obviously look at everything else. So exercise, the stress that you're under, past experiences, if there's any hereditary issues going on, what's your mindset, what's your tendencies, what's the time of year, what's your time of life. All of these things are considered. So, and this is the reason that when I do an Ayurvedic intake with someone, it takes 90 minutes. It's not a 10-minute call with the GP. It's we look at it all. We've got to understand where you are and what was your natural state of balance. So what are we moving towards? So once you've got that in place, you can then start getting the other foundations in place. So step 2, we started looking at this week. We need to restore and rebalance your nervous system, because when our nervous system is out of balance, it will have an impact on our body's ability to heal, to recover, to come back into balance in every other state. So that's on every level: physical, emotional, energetic, mental. And then step 3, we have a look at restoring your Agni, or your digestive fire. So this comes back to what I was saying about how disease all forms in the gut. So basically, if you're not digesting the nutrients you're taking in effectively, then you will not be taking the nourishment you need. Your body will not be taking the nourishment it needs from the food that you're taking in, no matter how good those foods are for you. And this isn't about just taking a probiotic. This is about understanding your digestive system, and there are so many things that impact this. So a lot of the things we said before, so the exercise you're doing, or lack of exercise, or too much exercise, or the wrong foods, all of these things will affect your body's ability to digest food. Often when we're going through this stage, we will find that once you've worked with restoring your Agni, people that thought they had food intolerances find that those go away. Because actually, a lot of the time, food intolerances are caused by a leaky gut, which is kind of something that we're starting to talk about now. And basically, your body starts rejecting food because it's not been digested properly, because your Agni wasn't working properly. Then, Tina, you're having problems connecting. Is everyone else okay? Everyone else can hear me okay? Let me know. So that's stage 3. Then we go on to stage 4. Stage 4, and it's important that we do this at stage 4 and not try and do it earlier up, and I'll tell you why. So stage 4, we start releasing armor, or toxic buildup. Often I come across clients that are doing a cleanse or been on a cleanse, but they hadn't first got their gut health working. So what happens is then all of those toxins are pulled from places in the body, but they can't be released properly because your digestive system is not working. So something like a juice cleanse, or what other cleanses are out there? There's so many different cleanses out there now. They won't be effective unless you've got this step 3 right. And also you're not taking in further toxins. And toxins is far more than just the food you're consuming. This can be the products you're using. It can be the information you're consuming. So if you're watching, depressing or fear-inducing TV or other media, then your body also needs to digest that on a mental and emotional level. So we can also get a build-up of toxins in that respect. So whenever we do an Ayurvedic cleanse, it's not about cutting out food. It's about finding supportive food during that time that's going to be nourishing for your body, and also going through the emotional cleanse part where we start to process and release things that may have happened to us, or things that we've been holding on to, so beliefs that we might have about ourselves, or conditioning about what our purpose is in this world. And then when we've done all that, we can finally get down to balancing your hormones. So I know this seems like a long process, but I think I made it quite clear throughout all of this. I genuinely believe there is no quick fix in terms of rebalancing your body. We have to look at it all. We have to go through a process. And if you try and rush this, then generally you will create more imbalance. So can you do this on your own? Rebecca, it seems scary. Well, it depends. When I first discovered Ayurveda, I was looking for a quick fix, I'll be honest. I was looking for some kind of magical herb out there that was going to just take away rheumatoid arthritis. And then when I discovered this, I got stuck at stage 1 trying to do this on my own. I was reading the books. Believe me, I consumed far too many books during that time, which all seemed to contradict each other or didn't quite make sense to me, or I didn't really understand the principles properly. So then I went on training. So I then trained. And even through that process, I still was like, there was something that wasn't clicking. And it wasn't until I got one-to-one support for me that I could actually bring it all together. So this is why I've created my program, and I create programs that are based on this approach. So you get the trainings, you get the one-to-one support, but you also get the mindset piece, because we also need to go into this from a place of knowing this is really possible. We are so worthy of our time and attention, and actually understanding that our health and well-being is really valuable and has an impact on everything. So for the ladies that do want to start this journey, I invite you to start thinking about, if you want to do this on your own, absolutely fine. You go for it, and good luck. But that journey is likely to be difficult. It's likely to take time. And what I will say is that actually, even doing that was causing me more stress, more challenges, more frustration. So it might be worth checking in with, what is it you're actually trying to achieve here? If you really do want to rebalance your body, rebalance your health, then actually one of the biggest things we can do to support ourselves is get the support and help that we need. Yeah, Rebecca, and I was in a very similar boat. When I first invested in something, we didn't have money at the end of the month. It wasn't like we had lots of money. I was the only breadwinner. Well, my husband at the time, I think, was a stay-at-home parent, so we had to look at things, and it depends where you are, lovely. And I've made sure that all my programs are extremely affordable for people, because I would hate for money to be the reason that people can't get the support that they need. Anyway, so just to recap, like I was just mentioning, the thing that makes this possible is these 3 individual elements. So 1, the Ayurvedic wisdom. Yes, you can have as much access to Ayurveda wisdom as you like, but if you don't understand your own body, it's kind of irrelevant, because you'll be doing the wrong things, you'll be taking the wrong supplements, you'll be following the wrong diet, you'll be cutting out the wrong foods, you'll be, not embracing the right lifestyle for you. So that second piece of understanding your body is so, so important. If you take anything from this, please take that. And then with it, we need to incorporate the self-healer mindset. So the self-healer mindset is the person that takes radical responsibility for their own health and well-being. So they're not expecting someone else to fix them. And I'm saying that as someone who so wanted everyone else to fix them. That's actually following a holistic strategy and not doing the dabbling. So I'll take this supplement because I read about it in a magazine and it's supposed to be good for this, and I'll do this exercise because it worked for Janet, or I'll follow this diet plan. It's about understanding your body, understanding what your body needs and giving those things to it. They know that actually when they say yes to what is right for them, they're supporting everyone around them. This was a big one for me that I struggled with. Up until this point, I hadn't invested in me. I hadn't done things just for me. I was a mum. I was a single mum for a long time. And everything was about giving out to everyone else. And through this process, I realised that actually, not only was that making me unhappy, but actually it wasn't serving me or those around me. And I know that actually when I look after me, first and foremost, then I am in the best possible position to look after everyone around me. And I realised I couldn't do it on my own. That, like, say, those years when I tried to were really painful, were really challenging. And that's not to say you can't do it on your own. I believe if you want to, you can. But be prepared for it to take a lot of time, a lot of investment, a lot of effort and discipline. And you're going to have to do the deep dive work where you get really honest, really radical with your responsibility, with yourself, because you are only going to be held accountable to you. And the self-healer acts on the niggles. And this was the biggest mistake I made. It was waiting till it got too bad. And because I waited that long, it took longer to get back into balance. But now that is just a gentle balancing act. I'm now in the stage where I can just see a little niggle pop up and I know I've got to change something. And then I'm fine. Whereas before I'd gone so, like in Ayurvedic terms, I was right down the disease pathways. There was no further place it could go other than, God, death. But so I had to rein that back, which took a while. So I just wanted to introduce you to a couple of ladies, which I will be doing next week. They'll be coming in this group because I want you to know there isn't anything special about my journey. This wasn't something that I just did because of who I am. There is fabulous women out there that are also doing this. And I won't go into this in too much detail now. But next week, we've got 3 different ladies coming to talk to us about their journeys. And they've all had different challenges. And they have all embraced their inner self-healer. So, it's not my journeys to share. So they will be sharing those with you next week. look out for those. I will put a notification in the group, so come join us live, because they are the most beautiful ladies. And actually, there's 2 reasons I don't share other people's stories generally. One, it's not my story to tell, and I'm only sharing these 2 because they're 2 of the ladies that are coming to talk to us next week. But the other reason is I get really emotional looking at, even more so than my journey, looking at the journeys of my clients, because, oh my God, I'm about to go already. I feel absolutely honoured to actually be able to share this with other people and to actually make a difference in other people's lives and see the difference that makes. Yeah, I'm going to stop there because I'm going to go completely. But next week you will have the opportunity to chat with me and some amazing ladies who will share more about their journeys. Oh, Rebecca, this is making you cry. Floodgates overload. Oh, lovely. I'm so sorry. Reach out if you need anything. Hope you are okay. So here's the thing. You get to choose. And I want you to know that actually things can be different. My journey into getting help and support and to restoring health and balance in my body was too long. It took too much effort, too much searching, too much money, too much just scattered. I just felt stressed with it all. I couldn't get the answers. The places I thought were supposed to give me the support, I didn't get the support. So I just found the whole process of trying to get back into balance really quite stressful. I really don't want that for anyone else. I really don't. But ultimately it's your choice. We all have a choice as to whether we want to stay in this place of the wellness seeker. So continuing, trying to do it all ourselves, do this kind of sporadic wellness wannabe actions where we're taking these vitamins or these supplements or, whatever it is we're trying to do without the proper strategy that's going to support us. Or actually whether we want to choose to say, do you know what, I blooming well deserve more than this. I blooming well deserve to tap into the support that's out there, to tap into the health and well-being that I deserve to have. And it may not just be for you. Everyone will have a different motivating factor around this. For me, my main motivating factor was the fact I had 3 kids. I didn't want them to end up feeling responsible for my health and well-being. I wanted to be able to take them out and go down the beach and play football, and I am so pleased I get to do that now. I get to do that most weekends. Although my eldest 2 are probably not even bothered about that now, but my youngest appreciates that. I wanted to be able to have a relationship where I didn't feel like my husband was turning into my carer. I wanted to be able to turn up at work and know that actually my mind was functioning on all cylinders and I wasn't going to sit there feeling almost embarrassed about the way I was thinking and feeling. I wanted to wake up every day and have energy. I can remember days where I just wanted to I would wake up in the morning and I just wanted to cry, because it'd be like, how am I still this tired when I've just had so much sleep? It's a horrible place to be, and I genuinely am sending you so much love if you're going through that right now. And believe me, I get it. I get how tough it is. I get how tough it is, not only on a physical level, but on an emotional level, on a mental level. It is the most draining experience when you are not functioning on all cylinders and you feel like your body's working against you. And I wanted to invite you to join us, to come get the support that you need. And as of Monday, the doors will be opening into my brand new program, Easing into the Vata Phase, which is my very first brand new perimenopause and menopause program. And it will support you to follow that strategy. So you will have the training, so you will have my support, you will have coaching sessions, you will have a community of other people going through that exact same journey, so that you can actually support and lift each other up. But also, because you've been with me this week, I wanted to give you the opportunity to have first access for when I open the doors on Monday. So I will send you a link in today's email to join the waitlist, and as part of that you will also get early bird pricing, so you will get a discount for being here, which will expire on Tuesday evening. But plus you will get some extra special bonuses just as an extra thank you. I've absolutely loved spending this week with you. On Monday I will share more with you about the program, about what to expect. It's going to be fabulous. And I can tell you now, I only attract like the most amazing people. So I can promise you that the other people that will be on that journey with you will be absolutely wonderful. And you will get as much from that and from saying yes to signing up for something for you as you will from all the content as well. So, oh my gosh, I feel like I've just talked to you, which I feel like I really have for like the past 50 minutes. So if you're still here with me, thank you for just giving me the space to share all of that. There was so much there. And whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to come join us in this program and really embrace your self-healer, or whether you decide to take this journey on your own, please know I am sending you as much love and support from here as I can. And on Monday I will be doing another live in the group. I will post a notification, a reminder, and we will have some time for a Q&A. So anything that we've gone through this week that you think, I'm still stuck with this, or I'm not sure what you mean by that, or any of that, then we can have a look at all of that. Or if you've got any questions about my program and how that will run, or you know what that includes, or any of that, then come join us Monday, and we will bottom out any questions that have been bothering you and get to the root of those. So I believe I will get to grips to technology before next week. I don't know where I was going with that, but just to know I'm sending you so much love. You have got another visualization coming to you in your inbox today. This visualization will help you in terms of accessing that inner guidance. So if you think about the exercise we did yesterday with the journaling, with that feeling of flow, those answers just coming out of you. You have the answers. You know what you need to do next, whether it's to join us here or do your own thing. That's whatever is right for you is the right thing for everyone. So that visualization will help you access that information, get the answers you need for where do you need to be next, what do you need to do, what's the decision you need to make. So I would love to know what you think of that, what you get from that, and feel free to share that in the Facebook group. And I'm just seeing more comments come through. Let me have a look through these. I haven't had a chance to look at these properly. Hi, Gabby, lovely. So, remedy for excess kapha, weight gain, lethargy and tiredness. I said I'd come back to this. I'm so sorry, lovely, I haven't. So, in terms of excess kapha, we would start with that strategy. That's exactly what we would look at. So we would look at whether that's moved into the disease pathways. We would look at how we can pull that back. Then we would go through that process of restoring your nervous system, your gut health, releasing any toxins, before then looking at whether there's also a hormone imbalance going on and what remedies might support that. So I hope that helps. But also excess kapha, weight gain, lethargy, tiredness, I would look at, the tools that we've used this week and as much movement as possible. Moving will help. Although I get when you're really tired and lethargic, it's the last thing you want to do. What I will say though, actually, there's a difference between an excess in kapha and exhaustion. So if you're trying to treat exhaustion, you cannot treat exhaustion with the same things that you would treat excess kapha in. And this is where it's really difficult to figure out on your own sometimes, because there's a fine line between that. Law of attraction is good as we expect so much from others. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was in relation to, but very true, Melanie. Yeah, people sending you love and hugs, Rebecca. I hope you are doing okay. Is there anything else? Oh, Rebecca, you haven't received my free guide. I'll have a look. Can you message me after this and we will have a look at why that hasn't been sent through to you? Claire, how does this differ from Rising Consciousness? So Rising Consciousness is my membership so that is more on a spiritual level. This is a physical element, so how you can sort out your body physically and support it through menopause. So very different things in terms of what you're trying to achieve. Rising Consciousness is more about coming to a state of awakening. Oh, I'm so pleased. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments. I am so pleased you've enjoyed this week. It's Monday's live at 12 o'clock. It won't be at 12 o'clock, I'm afraid, lovely. It will be at 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock Monday. Keep an eye on that. Is there anything else I need to say about that? No. So Monday is a Q&A. Bring along your questions. So whether that's questions about this week, questions about the programme, then bring it along. Obviously, menopause related, preferably. Not random questions. But yeah, you can give it a go. Bring along what you think. So, I am wishing you a gorgeous weekend. Make sure to have a look at the visualization for today. For those of you interested in joining the waitlist, the link will be in the email for today. And I will also send round later a link to a page where you can access all these trainings, all these visualizations in one place so that you can dive back in this weekend if you want to. Oh, Tanya, I'm so pleased you've enjoyed it. Thank you, Rebecca. Melanie, I can't see your comments. Sorry, lovely. Good old Facebook is playing me up today, I think. Sending you so much love. Have a gorgeous weekend. Make sure to take care of you. And I will see you Monday.